Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Hard not to have a good day when Bitcoin finally breaks through its resistance range there and essentially starts to close, potentially going to close above 70,000. This is a really good sign here. As we talked about yesterday in both my shorts, TikTok and YouTube, we discussed just really quick, of course, that level, that 0.5 fib level here at about 68,800, closing above that being important. We bottomed out there, taken off since then to break through this pattern here. So again, really good stuff there. I'm going to talk about how great this situation is with all this extra volume, as well as the amount of volume control we have right now. That point of control very strong at 69,100. So that is a good little area that we're going to discuss too. So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Thanks so much again for watching. If you get a chance, comment below, let me know your position. More important, at the very least, hit the like button, comment if you get a chance. And you do want to become a better trader, of course, CryptoCache.tech is the site. Link down below. We got a lot of new traders over there. I just recommend reading through my signals guide. Make sure you understand how that works. Also, quick little heads up, we got a nice little 40% profit in 12 days. We took a long from Bitcoin when it wicked down to about 66,600. So it's a nice little position there. So congrats to our members. Let's go ahead and quickly look at some important factors. First of all, 66,600. What do you know? That's a heavy area of liquidation. That's exactly where we got in. That's effectively the bottom for Bitcoin in the last week or two's worth of trading. Okay, so the price has not gone lower than that. That's exactly why we see a lot of liquidation there as potential area that could get swept. I think it's less likely as time progresses, at least in this current push. We are probably topping out on our third wave for Elliott wave. We probably have one more leg up. In most cases, likely to sweep that upper level. Now, if you haven't seen this already, if you didn't see my, well, I sent it a while back earlier today, but basically there's a lot of liquidation at these lower levels here. So if you can see, with the larger time frame, that was liquidation level that just got swept. As a matter of fact, if we look at the 1 month, this is what I want to bring to your attention. I discussed this earlier. There's a ton of liquidation above the price action between 71.5 and 75,000. Okay, and this is just in the last month. I think if we look at even the 3 month time frame, it gets even more apparent as far as how many shorts are in the market still. I don't know how or why people are still shorting at 73,000 from a month or two ago. Probably getting eaten up on fees, but anyways, no matter how you look at it, there's a tremendous amount of liquidation right at 73 to 75,000. That is a concentration there. So that would make sense for the next leg up if the price were to pull back. Now again, this is not a guarantee. This is a very rough sketch here, but there's a solid chance that we're in this third wave, which is the expansion wave, and our fourth wave down could come as low as 68,800 again. That's that 0.5 fib level, and then continue higher up to sweep to the extra liquidity levels up here. So again, unfortunately, a lot of late shorts getting pretty well demolished here today, and that's par for the course. Okay, so I'll post this on our playout chart here on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and all the social medias, just so you can kind of see that later. But for the moment, let's focus on the daily time frame, see where we're at. And we, again, recap from earlier today. If you didn't catch my morning analysis, we can see we're over the 20-day SMA that held like a champ. We're working concurrent with the ascending trend line, and essentially in really good shape above 50 on the SMA, or RSI rather. Money flow index, it is tapering off, but that's an average 14 days. You got to recognize it's still kind of low considering the overall sense. We do have a lot more volume today than you might think. You'll see that in smaller time frames. The stochastic RSI though and MACD are converging. This is a super strong sign. Okay, now this doesn't mean we go straight to the moon, but it does imply that there's a strong probability of sweeping that extra level liquidity up above the price action right now, possibly even on this run. We could see it continue further up and just keep going until it tops out and then potentially pulls back later. So again, at this point, still premature to estimate, but I would say it's pretty safe to presume that this upper 1.618 fib level, the most recent high, that 74,500 mark, will likely get swept. Okay, we're probably going to see somewhere along the lines of that level with all that liquidation getting destroyed. I think there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's somewhere in the range of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of liquidation up at 75,000. Okay, so again, it's very interesting to see that still the case. I'm baffled that people are still holding shorts right now. But they're the shorts to the ground people. So again, some to each their own, but I don't know. I don't like to get heavy with shorts. I mean, last month, for example, if you were to kind of, look, what was it? We took 2 shorts last month. While there's a lot of missed opportunities, trust me, that's totally arguable. I try not to risk too much because not only do I have a few hundred traders underneath me, but just in general, that's how I've always been. I like to take safe profits, and long positions right now are just the way to go. They're inherently less risky. So if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we're above all moving averages. It's awesome. We can see we have a short-term trend line kind of starting here as well. where the price action is just working itself up here. Now this is a very crude illustration again, but once more running concurrent with that 20-day SMA, if you can see that green line here. So that's just roughly what we're looking at. I'm not going to leave that on the charts because I'll clean it up later, but that gives you perspective that being above all moving averages is a very positive sign, and we have more likelihood of the price going up than down. We do take a look at the RSIs and everything here. Everything is super strong. We had a stochastic swing earlier today that led me to draw this out on our charts here, just to kind of give you perspective that the likelihood of the price bouncing off that low 70,000 mark is fairly high, which we can see happening so far. We got a doji candle, and to follow with a green candle here so far. You got to recognize that doji candle has a lot of volume. Okay, so there's a lot of potential selling pressure at 70,000, but it wasn't enough to be able to bring the price down. And ideally, in a perfect world, here in 2 hours, we get a candlestick closure at 70,000 or higher. That would be optimal for this continuation to maintain itself. Hourly time frame, Ichimoku Cloud is going to confirm we're in good shape here. There's zero reasons to consider a short. So if you're going to walk away from this conversation having learned anything, it's not to short Bitcoin for the moment. Okay. And the main reason why I think that, again, was because we have a lot of control here in this range. We can see 69,100 with the most recent range and volume. We take a look at this last 24 to 48 hour period. Again, I highlighted this earlier. We've got two massively strong points of control at 69,100. That's reaffirming a lot of support in that range, a lot of buying power, and that backed up with all this volume leads me to believe we're probably not going to see the price action sub 70,000 for a little while. Again, that's my anticipation. It would make sense for the price to do one of two things. Either continue higher up right now to sweep this level of liquidity between 73 and 75K, or potentially pull back to the 69,100 range and leg up from there. So I'm hoping the price pulls back down to 69.1 just so we can get a nice average long position in at that level. But if it doesn't happen, I'll be perfectly fine because, again, altcoins are doing pretty well. Here's actually something that you want to know too in altcoins. I got the question earlier, where are we at with Bitcoin dominance? The truth is we have a nice little rising wedge pattern here, which is very good because we can see this consistency in volume right here at about 54 to 55%. There's a resistance channel here as well where the price action, every time it travels into that range roughly, gets rejected. So my speculation is we're going to see the Bitcoin dominance continue to progress down. And if that does happen, then alt season is on the horizon effectively. It doesn't necessarily mean it's just everything's gonna explode, but hypothetically, if we start to see some stuff like this, then alts are going to start surging as long as Bitcoin price remains the same. That's the caveat we got to recognize. If Bitcoin drops with altcoins, it's not going to really help all that much. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, the best reference is in our education section. I have it pinned just so you understand here. Basically, when Bitcoin dominance and price goes up, alts normally go down. But right now we're seeing Bitcoin dominance stabilize and the price of Bitcoin going up. So we're seeing up in alts right now. Okay. Perfect world, we want to see Bitcoin dominance go down, Bitcoin price go up, and alt season emerge. Okay. Again, just depends on if you're into that kind of thing. I think most people are though. There's a few Bitcoin maxis like myself, but for the most part, I would say, yeah, most of us are. I mean, I got maybe 20-30% of my portfolio in altcoins, so I totally get it. Okay, anyways, that's what we got there, folks. I hope you learned something today. Oh, do yourself a favor. Make sure you use this deposit bonus here for Bitunix. If you already used my link to register, you're automatically eligible for this. But you do have to use my link to register, so if you haven't yet already, use that link. If you need to create a new email address, you can do that. But the bonus rewards are pretty nice. Kind of just free money to play with. While you can have up to 125x leverage, which is unusual, most exchanges require only 5x tops. That's a lot of flexibility you have with those funds. So check that out. Let me know if you have any trouble. Of course, reach out, DM, etc. But help us grow Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, TikTok, pretty much everything under the sun. Whatever medium you would prefer the best. I've got YouTube and TikTok Shorts now too. Also available on Telegram and Twitter. Boy, it's hard to keep track of all those. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. That's the important thing. Thanks again so much for watching. We'll see you soon.